To be on a sailboat and be free is like something I've craved all my life. You get to appreciate the rhythms of nature. We've seen a whale swim alongside the boat and roll and look at me and roll back down. And it's just something you just never get in any other way unless you make the effort to cross an ocean. We retired in May of 2014, and we've been living on this boat ever since. Well, I was sailing when I was in my mother's womb, and I know they, honestly, and they took me cruising when I was a year old or so. And my dad was a great sailor, my grandfather was a great sailor. It was just in my blood. I got back from a sailing trip in 1985 and started working for a little company at $5.50 an hour, just doing whatever needed to be done, and ended up becoming CFO of that company. We were able to put in 25% of our income into a 401k, and I did, I maxed it out. To me, it was just a means to an end, and that was to be able to support sailing trips.
When we were dating, he had just gotten this boat, and I loved being on the water. And we would go for some weekend cruises and stuff, and it's just great, and it's beautiful. And he's such a good sailor, I always felt safe.
Lenny and I had known each other for 10 years, and finally, she had the sense to go out on a date with me. And we got married in 2001 and took a 3-year sailing trip. My father died in 1999, and that was a big kind of momentous thing in my life, and it reminded me that life is short and that you need to go do the things you wanted to do. And so I ended up buying this boat a year after. Last year, I think Lenny was getting close to turning 60 and just said, if we want to go sailing again, we better do it sooner rather than later. And so we said, okay, let's go. So there's a list that Lenny and I, the night we got engaged on an airplane, in our excitement, we made a list of all the places that we wanted to go to. It looks like we've been through about half of them so far.
Yeah.
We retired in May of 2014, and on June 6th, we sailed from Maine to the Azores, which took 13 days. Left there on August 5th and sailed 9 days right up to England. And we came to Ipswich, and frankly, some UK folks had said, Ipswich, why would you want to go to Ipswich? Well, we came here and we said, wow, this is a lovely little town. It's got a great little market, it's got a beautiful swimming pool. It's just nice to be able to walk into town, buy your produce at the market, and just have that kind of small town feel. Our ultimate goal was to get to Norway. And so here we are, we're set up nicely so that this May we'll start working our way up the East Coast and sail as far north as we can, and hopefully getting up to the Arctic Circle and the Lofoten Islands in Norway, and then work our way back. You can never be scared because you can't be scared for 30 days nonstop. And what you do is you just break it down and take one wave at a time. You don't worry about tomorrow, you don't worry about yesterday.